Hi, I'm Lori, your Milkweeds and Roses gardener. Fall is happening, and it is time to get those houseplants back inside from their summer vacation. And the tropicals that I have behind me don't like it much. So, nothing like the present to get them ready to come back inside. I wish it was as easy as just grabbing them and bringing them in. And years ago, that's what I used to do. And about a month or so after bringing them back inside, I noticed how, gosh, where did these spider mites, where did these black flies come from? Well, yeah, spiders, yeah. So it's time to make sure that they're not having any little hitchhikers coming back in with them. So I want to be able to do this as quickly, as easily as possible, not just for the plants, but for me. So let me walk you through it. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to do this whole chunk behind me in a single day, so I'm probably going to have to split this up a little bit. But I have literally 3 days until this super cold weather hits. I could cover them and keep them outside, but it's time to start the process anyway. I mean, it's nearing the end of October. It's amazing I haven't done it so far. And it is, the leaves are falling like it's snow in winter. It is a beautiful day outside, so I'm gonna take advantage of that and get some work done. Okay, ready? Here we go. Now, some of my plants, like this lime tree, for example, have gotten too big to treat the way I used to. You know, pull it up, pull it out, repot the whole thing, spray it down. So I'm looking to find ways to simplify it because, yes, this is definitely worth saving. Look at, I've got, blooms. I've got lime trees. This croton is, probably a little bit easier if I'm just going to pull it out and root wash it. Now, this particular salvia, some of these things are perennials in this pot that I'm going to have to take out and put in the landscape. My jade plant, of course, 7 years old. Had some cleanup I have to do, but this is a heavy plant in a heavy pot. So obviously I can't lift it out of there. And I have to find other ways to clean this up and get the debris off of it and do a preventative maintenance here. Corn plant, not as heavy as it looks, but that one needs a repotting. And I look at this overall table. Buddy. Yeah, okay, I like my begonia, so I'm going to save that just because it's blooming. Normally I'd let that one go, but it just looks so cheery and bright, especially in that little blue pot, that I'm going to try bringing it inside. Yeah, this collection of succulents just got overrun with aphids. I think I'm just going to trash that, clean out the pot, and start over. This one is worth saving. Again, a lot of debris to clean up. Some plants need to be removed. Like string of pearls, there's no pearls left in that. I think that cactus is still alive. My cactus, which I thought was dead, is growing and sending out a new shoot. So, I mean, we'll need a repotting. Begonia, this I took from a cutting, so it really took off more than I thought it would. So I'm going to save that one. My, what they call mother-in-law tongue is, I thought that was dead, but that came roaring back, so I'm going to save that. Some of the succulents, I want to save. They're not hardy in my zone, but they need some cleanup work. So I start with a root washing and start with a croton. It was, it's a pretty little plant, but it was becoming root bound. There was more roots there than soil, and I needed to separate that little salvia out of there so I can put it in the landscape. And then just kind of wash it to separate those plants and clean it up. Now, this removes eggs from bugs and some of the old soil, and I'm spraying off any spider mites that might be on this thing, and then repot it with some fresh soil, a little smidge of fertilizer, and then washing off the pot, washing off the leaves, giving it a good drink, and that's what works. Did the same thing with my Chinese evergreen, and I decided it's a little coleus with this red in it. I really like the way it complements the Chinese evergreen, so I have to clean that off. That was really a mess, and also root bound. And then repotted it and washed the pot. Again, the same sort of experience, and hose it down all over again to keep it working. There's a lot of dirt there. And don't forget, by the way, your plant carrier. If you're going to bring those inside to put your plants on, look at all the bugs at the bottom of them. Yeah, hose that down really well. And don't forget the top side, of course, but clean, ready to go. And that can go back in your house without any hitchhikers taking a ride. Now, some of the succulents I have to do a little bit differently. By the second day or so, we've had a lot of rain, and these were cold and wet, and they don't need to be root washed. I did need to clean up this straggly growth here and take off some of the other bits, but mostly just pulling out some of the topsoil, spraying it down with a good insect spray, because again, it's not going to be exposed to outside pollinators. And that is to remove spider mites and give it a good whack there. And don't forget the pot. And then I put some fresh soil that is made for succulents. It's got really good drainage, not a whole lot of fertilizer, but I put that up on top. And here I added rock, decorative rock, which I have washed. And I put that as kind of a mulch for my succulents. So that helps to keep them dry. And it really helps the colors pop a little bit. You know, the contrast looks really good. So that one done along with some little gravel. And then the same thing I had to do to this succulent arrangement as well. And I don't water these in like I would any other type of plant, but I do a good insecticide hose here. Now, I chose to put these back in my office. My geranium, there's still some dirt on that, but it looks good. The geranium, the succulent, there's the mother-in-law tongue, and my ponytail palm, same thing. You know, I got a new container in that one because it was root bound. And then I have a special place for some more of my geraniums, the fire stick plant, another geranium, and, another succulent. So, and the same thing with the jade plant. Well, that's it for this episode of Milkweeds and Roses. I have the house plants back in the house for the season. And look we even have some new blooms on my lime tree. Anything could happen. I just need to keep watching them. They're in their winter homes. I've got them hugging up close to the windows that have the best light, and then providing extra light, actual artificial light, but the best light that I can for the season to get them through until it's time to go back outside again. But yeah, I think that it looks really good. It's nice to have my friends surrounding me here as we go into what is no doubt going to be a freeze and much colder weather. Now, that doesn't mean just because the houseplants are back inside that the work outside is done. Oh no, I have some bulbs to plant. I have a couple of things to clean up. And once the hard freeze happens, those hostas are just going to turn into mush. So I've got those to clean up. I don't know about you in your backyard, but you know what I mean. There's still work to do in the garden, and that's what keeps us going. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you do. And I look forward to seeing you next time here on Milkweeds and Roses.